God does not hide information about himself. God makes himself clearly to be known. If God didn't want you to know him, first of all, there will be no incarnation. If God wanted to remain mysterious, there will be no incarnation. Because incarnation is God manifest in humanity. Are you following? So God doesn't want to hide from people. God doesn't want to be mysterious. That's why the incarnation, and without controversy, great is the mystery of godliness, that God is manifest in human flesh, such that man can see God, touch God, feel God. Then after that, he now gives you 66 books to explain him. Is that a mysterious person? Anybody that writes 66 volumes about himself to you doesn't want to be mysterious. He wants you to know him in total. He wants you to know him clearly. He doesn't want to have any hidden agenda. So God wants to be known. But watch this. He doesn't want to be known in vision and dreams. He doesn't want to be known in people's experiences. He doesn't want to be known in stories. He only wants to be known in the scriptures. Only the scriptures reveals God when accurately interpreted. When accurately interpreted. Because these disciples were reading the scriptures but had their own interpretation. So the scriptures must be correctly interpreted. So when Jesus saw that the interpretation of the scriptures was not correct, he now spent 40 days beginning at Moses and all the prophets. And every time Jesus spoke, he started from Moses. That was always his reference point. Beginning at Moses, it had to be intensive and exhaustive. You cannot be casual about Bible study. You cannot be casual. No way. You cannot do trial and error with Bible study except you don't want to know God. You just want to give yourself a satisfaction that you're trying to know God, but you're not serious about it. You cannot be casual. You must be dogged. You must be intentional. You must be aggressive. And you must give yourself to rigorous study to be able to come to a place of understanding. Jesus spent 40 days of teaching extensively with the disciples to bring them to a place of accurate understanding. So God wants to be known. Therefore, if ignorance exists, that ignorance is found in man. Is found in man. It's not caused by God. Because God seeks to make himself known. In other words, God is a revealing God. God is a revealing God. But man has to believe in order for man to know the revealing God. Man has to believe, for he that cometh to him must believe. Man must believe in order for him to know the revealing God. So the issue in Luke 24 was the absence of faith. Remember, we are dealing with the misunderstood God, finding God in the midst of evil. And I'm just laying a serious foundation here. So the issue in Luke 24 was the absence of faith. Luke's use of the term open shows that their hearts were closed because of unbelief. He opened their understanding. It means their hearts were closed. Unbelief closes a man's heart. Unbelief shuts down a man's understanding. That is why a man in unbelief can argue with you forever and never see what you're saying. He can argue and be arguing when the truth is glaring in his eyes, but he's arguing and you wonder why he's arguing. Sometimes if you're not careful, you may even think he's pretending because the thing is in black and white. No, his heart is closed because of unbelief. That's why the natural man cannot receive the things of the spirit, neither can he know them, because a natural man is a man that is equivalent to a man in unbelief.